Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. My name is Fatma Rahman Koka. You're watching me live on the Elite Media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Today, I'm not on my normal page. This is all. If you want to watch this, you have to log into our Elite Media platforms, like I said, on YouTube or on Facebook. Today, I have a special guest. It's up to her. She comes on board and she wants to mention her name. Yeah, it will be that. I'm a bit nervous today because this is a huge thing. This is like something that we don't usually talk about in the Gambia, and um, even if we do, I normally come and talk about it alone. I don't usually get people that come on board to open up. So for the first time, we're gonna have like a mother and daughter come and tell us their story. And like I always say, please do maintain the respect and the civilization that we have on this platform. No insults. Because if you do, we're going to block you. We have never experienced that, but still. And I'm sorry, someone sent me a message that we have to open the lines for calls. And sorry, we can't take any calls because this is not about us today. It's about the lady that's coming on board. If she wants me to open the line, of course, I'll open the line. We'll have some guests coming in and out to support her as well. And whatever you hear today is not coming from my mouth. So let's just be very careful with that. I will invite my guests to come and hi, darling.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
You okay?
I'm doing good so far.
All
Thanks for
right.
having me.
Are you good to go?
I'm ready. I'm
You're
good.
ready. All right. If at any time you want me to stop or take a break, please do let me know. Like I said, this is about you, not about me, but I'm here just to ask the questions. And unfortunately, I might ask you questions that you wouldn't expect me to ask or you would want me to ask, but it's part of the job. So I will allow you to introduce yourself to the public. I know this is going to be about you and your mom, but we're going to talk to you first before your mom come into the picture. So
Okay.
I'll allow you to introduce yourself to my audience and then we'll take it from there.
All right. Well, hi everyone. My name is Hattie Dreme. I live here in the United States in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm going to be sharing my story along with my mother. If she wants to come on.
Mm. Okay. Thank you, Hadi. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you tell us what the story is? Even though I wrote on my Facebook, I put a flyer out there saying breaking the silence because in our society, especially the Gambian society, and yes, can you tell people where you're from? Because of the accent, a lot of people might think you're not even Gambian. Even the drama, the way you pronounce the drama is drame. So can you tell them? And listen, I'm a bit of a joker, so I don't want you to stress out any. So I'm
That's
going to
fine.
joke in between, right?
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
was born and raised in the United States in Charlotte, North Carolina, so that explains my accent. But I have a very Gambian mother, so when y'all hear her, you'll know.
You're Gambian, of course, right? Not that
Yeah, I am.
yeah. Mommy, are you sitting right there, mom?
You ready to come on, Mom?
Yeah, mommy's right here.
Okay, guys, for viewers' sake, for those of you that are watching, the mom is not coming on camera, but she is going to give a support to the daughter. And of course, she have a story to tell too, but we are not going to see her face today. Maybe another time, because this is going to be an ongoing thing. We want to know the progress after today. So I don't think this is going to be the first and last we're going to see Hattie. I don't know why I'm very nervous, but because I guess it's because people have been calling me and said, "Oh, please don't go ahead with this. Please don't go ahead with this." But anyway, mommy, introduce yourself to my audience. Your people are watching you live on Facebook and on YouTube, mom.
Salamu alaikum suma wa Gambian yi man la Aisha Drame man maa ngi juddu Banjul di Gambia maa ngi juddu fii Stanley Street 26 Stanley Street foofu laa juddoo suma yaay ak suma papa ñëpp Gambian lañ dem ñëpp disis nañ man maa ngi nag sëy Gambia ñëw fii America maa fi jur suma doom yi yëpp Americans lañ so li xew ci suma doom ji the same thing happens to me bima nekkoon xale so bima ko waxee suma yaay she didn't believe me the whole family up till now they didn't even want me to come out and speak out
Okay, I'll come to you. I'll come to you in a bit. Let me
Yeah.
start Hadi, and then I'll connect your
Okay.
Hadi and yours, in. Hadi, of course, people are watching you live on Facebook, like I said, and I just want to give people that the assurance that, of course, you're an adult, but still, we want to give them the assurance that you're doing this on your own. You have not been forced to come and do this.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that before we carry on? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I am here at my own free will. I was asked if I was comfortable enough to come on video and speak with you all and let you know about what has happened. And I'm 100% in support. I'm doing this at my own free will. I'm not being forced or coerced by anyone. So this is 100% me, and I want to be here, and I want to share
Thank
this with
you.
y'all.
Thank you very much. It's very important that viewers get to know that, because it's something we have to do. Anyway, Hadi, now let's go into your story. You contacted me because something has happened to you.
Yeah.
Child, when you were a child, right?
Yeah.
And
I was sexually abused by my uncle, Seyu Omar Dreme, when I was a little kid, and I repressed the memories of it for most of my life. I didn't start to remember them until last year. Beginning of last year is when these images started to come back to me. And I know how strange that sounds, because you would think a person would remember something so traumatic that happened in their life, but I really just completely forgot it. And I actually looked it up myself. It's called repressed memory. It's actually really common. When a person experiences something really traumatic, their mind finds a way to tuck it in the back or repress it and keep it stored away. And over time, it can come back to you. It can resurface, and that's what happened to me. It just something that recently. So it's almost like it's brand new because it's something that I'm still getting used to. It's something I struggle with accepting myself, and I've been seeing a therapist and um joined like a support group for it. Also, I've also spoken to other women who've had a similar experience with repressed memories of forgetting things for a lot of their life. I've even spoken to women who are well into their 40s and 50s who can share the same experience about forgetting or blacking out a lot of what happened to them and it coming back to them later on in life.
Okay. Um, wow. That's sad. Of course, like you said, it will sound strange to a lot of people, but I think a lot of people relate to what you're saying because it has happened to them as well. Since I put the flyer out, it's I couldn't even believe how many people reach out to me to tell me they have similar cases. This has happened to them before, and in our Gambian society, it's like a taboo. When these things happen to you, it's like, don't talk about it, just forget it, live with it. And just want to know, why did you come to the media with it? Because it's a family thing. Of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't have, and I'm not saying you should have. It's solely down to you. But why did you come to the media with it?
Because I wanted to expose him. I wanted him to know that it's wrong. I want other people to know that it's wrong. And for other people who've experienced the same thing, might have the courage to speak out, whether it be related to him or someone else in their family or someone that they know, that, it's okay to you share your story with people. And the only person that should be ashamed or feel guilty about it is the abuser, the assaulter, and they shouldn't be protected. Everyone should know who they are. And I want as many people as possible to know who he is.
Okay. Did you try reaching out to him when you started gaining memory about it? Did you try reaching out to him? Have you reported to the police? What have you done so far?
I did. At first, I reached out to his wife through Facebook. I sent her a message. It was pretty vague, but I let her know generally, like he shouldn't be touching or abusing his nieces or, you know, kids. And her response was, "What are you talking about?" And then she blocked me. So to me, that was kind of like a sign of guilt or hiding, because, you know, why wouldn't she try to talk to me about it to get a better understanding? Why would she immediately just block me if that were the case? And I tried calling him.
To give her the benefit of the doubt, she might not even know. You know, things like that can happen to people, and the wives or family members will not even know. Like, I reach out to few of your family members, like uncles and aunties, and they support you, of course, and they believe you, of course, but they find it hard to believe that their brother would do that, because people like that would never show that side of them. So,
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying the wife is not aware or she's aware, but I will give her the benefit of the doubt. She might not even know. So, yeah. But let's go back down to memory lane. I'm really sorry. I know this is going to be hard for you, but we have to go back because we want the reason why you come is to explain. All right. In your 20s, you felt things are not right.
Right.
So, yeah, you couldn't hold on to a relationship. A lot of things happened to you. You're going to explain that later. But you decided to go to see a doctor. You went and have a professional help. You want to go down that lane, how it went and what they told you, and don't leave anything out. Talk about what happened to you when you were 8, because people need to know what age this happened as well. Because we're not only talking about someone who has molested you, but we're talking about a pedophile as well. So let's go down that lane when you seek professional help. What did they say to you?
Okay. So really what sparked everything as far as this coming back to me was I've always had an issue with pain, like with being intimate with like a significant other or when dating.
When you say pain, is it pain down below, right?
Right.
Okay.
Like even with, it's pretty kind of explicit, but with inserting tampons, intercourse, any sort of like penetration or touching was very uncomfortable for me. It felt like this sharp pain or burning pain. I still have this issue to this day. I don't use tampons because they're just so painful and uncomfortable. So I had this issue for as long as I could remember. So I finally went to go see a specialist about it, figure out what was going on. Back in 2017, I went to a gynecologist, and she told me I had a condition called vulvodynia, which is pain in the vulvar area. And that can be caused by several different things, and abuse is one of them, sexual abuse. At the time, I wasn't aware that I was abused. So I was just trying to figure out different ways to heal find a solution to the problem. And just a couple years later, like beginning of last year, I started seeing another doctor, and I told her about my symptoms and my issue with pain. And she started asking me like if I'd ever been abused, just like my gynecologist back in 2017, when she told me it was called vulvodynia. She told me if I had a history of sexual abuse, or asked me if I had a history of sexual abuse. And I would always say no, because at the time I didn't have these memories. So after
they made you go back to your past from when you were like 5.
Yeah. I told them about you know, having a hard upbringing, and kind of just struggling and with some of the things that I witnessed my mom go through with my dad. And I told them about that, but they just kept asking, or, you know, have you ever, that question would always arise. Have you ever been molested or sexually abused? Are you sure? And I would always just say no. And I just started really personally questioning myself, like, is there something that I'm not remembering or really don't know about? Because I mean, this condition is not common. I don't know any other women with it. So I just started really questioning myself and really asking, like, is this a possibility? Were you assaulted? All these medical professionals keep asking me the same question. Is it a possibility? And that's when I started to really think and try to figure out what was going on, because I knew what was going on with me with this vulvodynia thing. It's not natural. It's not normal. It had to have been caused by something. So that's when I really just started really thinking about it. And gradually over time, these images of my uncle kept coming up, and I couldn't make sense of it.
Yeah. Can you hold on? Yes, before we get to the images. Yeah. So the reason why they pressed on to really wanted to know if you had been involved sexually and stuff, because they knew you were examined and they saw some tears inside. They saw stuff inside down below, and they knew this happened to you when you're at a very, very early age, right? Just like you said to me before.
Yeah.
So they knew then this has to be someone that's it has to be an adult that's been abusing you as a child, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they wanted to get to.
Exactly.
But you could not remember.
Right. Yeah. Depression and anxiety was also something that I dealt with in my early 20s. And this was back when I first got told I might be suffering with depression, was back in, I think, 2014. I was 24 years old. And I went to go see a doctor. He asked me if I had ever been sexually abused, if I had any history of that also. Like, so it wasn't just one doctor. It was several, or a couple, three that I know of today that all asked me the exact same questions. And I considered those questions always being asked, the issues that I have, these very specific issues with intimacy that I have. I've always felt very uncomfortable and reserved about dating and being intimate, because I just honestly, I didn't know why I felt so uncomfortable, but my body remembered something. And as I started really thinking about what was happening with me, the more and more these images kept coming up of my uncle. And at first I didn't make sense of it. I couldn't understand it. And there were certain memories in my past that helped me piece everything together. Like, for example, I remember I was maybe 7, 8 years old, and my dad was sitting on a couch, and I came and sat right next to him. And being a kid, I didn't really think anything of it. I reached for his crotch area, his genitalia, and he stopped my hand, and he just said, "No, Hattie, why would you do that? And we don't do that." And I just said, "Why not? Sewu lets me play with his." And that's when he just froze and just kind of just looked away. And that was a very vivid memory that never left my mind. And I didn't know what to make of it at the time, but that was something I've always remembered. And there was another time when I think I was around 9 years old when Sewu came to visit, and I was in this little nightgown that I always used to wear, and he came up behind me and he hugged me. Like, the way he hugged me was the way a man would hold his wife, and he kissed me on my cheek, and he was kind of like rubbing my stomach and my chest area, like right up here, like this. And I just felt so uncomfortable, and I just started to lock up. And then he pulled away from me and just started asking me, "Are you okay? Like, did that bother you? Did me doing that bother you? Just because I did that?" Like, it's almost like he tried to make me feel guilty for feeling uncomfortable. And those examples, or I have other examples also, but these all together helped me piece together and accept the fact that I was assaulted and abused by him. And the images that were in my head wasn't something that I made up, or they weren't bad dreams. They were real. I remember him telling me that, I don't remember my exact age. I know I was younger than 8 years old. Maybe I was 6, around that age, 6 years old, that when he first asked me if I knew what what a penis was or what a vagina was, and I didn't. So he asked me if I wanted him to show me, and I said yes. And that's when at first he wasn't invasive. He made it seem like it was a game, something innocent and fun, and I didn't think anything bad about it. And eventually, he actually did penetrate me. And I don't remember if it was his hand or his fingers or his actual penis or not, but I do remember feeling a very sharp pain, and I remember crying and screaming. And I also remember the expression on his face. He was smiling.
Yeah, can you take a break, a little break?
Yeah.
Take a break now. I know this is hard. For those of you who have just joined us on YouTube and Facebook, my guest today is Hadi. She was sexually abused when she was very young, between the age of 5 and 9. According to Hadi, is her uncle, and I'm not here to say it's him or not. Of course, for now, it's an accusation because there is no report or anything that can confirm that yet. But I have done my due diligence by reaching out to him, but I couldn't get hold of him because I called him, and I know it's his number because there was a voice there that, with his name. So I left a message, and I've tried calling, and I called family members to reach out to him, but unfortunately they couldn't get hold of him anyways. But yeah, even me, I'm shaking right now, but it's not a kind of story that we want to hear every day, but it's happening in our society because since I put that flyer out, you'll be shocked how many people reach out to me to say that something has happened to them. But we will go deep into that later on. And for those of you sending me messages to open the line, like I said, I cannot open the line. It depends on what you want to come and talk about. If Hadi wants me to open the line, I'll put the number down for people to call and share their stories. I will not open the line for people to just send me a text to tell me their stories. I'll do that later. You can send me a text later, but for now, if you want to support Hadi, or if you have anything to say about this case, or if you know anything about the uncle, if he has done it before, or if you don't even believe in Hadi or whatever, please call in and tell us how you feel, because this is Hadi's side of the story. And of course, we would love to hear from the guy himself. Now, Hadi, let's take a break from you a little bit and let's hear your mom, what she had to say about it. Hang on a second. Before that, did you tell your mom about it?
I did. I let her know.
What do you mean by that? At the early stage, did you tell your mom?
Well, I told her last year when I after a couple months of like really struggling with it on my own. At first, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to, deal with it by myself. But it just became so overwhelming and hard to keep to myself that I decided to let it out. And I told family first. And I told my mother about it last year. So she didn't know. None of my family, none of my siblings knew about what was happening up until last year.
And when did the doctors tell you that? When were you told about it? Is it last year?
I was originally told that the condition, the pain that I was having was called vulvodynia.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in 2017 by a gynecologist.
And you told your mom 2020, right?
Yeah, I told my mom last year.
Yeah. And what took you so long? Why didn't you tell anyone about it? I know you told your dad that it was okay to do that because your uncle did that to you before. But why? You're in America. In America, it's different from Gambia. Why didn't you tell anyone? I'm just wondering why.
Honestly, I really had no memory of any actual abuse up until last year. So the image that I told you about my uncle, or about that memory of my sitting with my dad, that did not come to me until recently. It was like almost like these pictures in my mind were being released for the first time. And I only had small bits of actual memories to put them all together to make sense of. So that memory of my dad, that wasn't something that was in the back of my mind on a regular basis. That wasn't something I even thought about. I never considered sexual abuse seriously until last year. So that was the reason I didn't know. I didn't remember.
Okay. All right. Is mommy there? Can we talk to her now?
She stepped out for a moment. 1 second.
Mom. Okay, it's all right. Well, it's okay. We carry on talking to you. All right. Okay. Because it's on everyone's mind right now. Of course, why didn't you tell your mom like when you first knew 3 years ago? But I didn't
know about the abuse 3 years ago, back in 2017. I just knew I had a condition called. That was when I finally found out that this pain and discomfort had an actual name and it was a condition. That was the only thing I knew of for sure back in 2017. But back then, there was no like recollection of abuse. And that the memory of abuse didn't come to me until last year.
Okay. All right. Now, we're still gonna say it's. Oh, are you there?
Mom's here. Yeah, she's
okay,
here.
Mom's here. Hi, Mom.
Hey, how you?
All right. I'm fine. We are going to talk about your story, but before that, I just want to ask you, Hattie told you last year, right?
Yeah, she comes to me.
How did you feel?
I feel very hurt. Okay. I feel very betrayed. I feel very, very betrayed. Why this person, my husband, oldest brother? I'm sorry. Hattie was talking about the pain she went through and what the doctors then was telling her, that really how he penetrated her and how he hurt her when she was a little girl. That really hurts me so bad. And I started crying because I'm her mom and I wasn't there to protect my child. This is a guy that I love. He was my brother-in-law, my husband, oldest brother, and he hurt my baby. My baby got real bad, and I wasn't there to protect her because I was at work. I was a single parent, and he take advantage over that because he know how my kids love him, because he's the only uncle they know since we all come from Gambia, West Africa. He's the only uncle they know because they didn't know the other ones. They're all in Gambia. They wasn't here. He comes around them. He play with them. And I trusted this man with my kids. You know, when you got a family, an uncle, your hamga. Soon, soon culture be Gambia. Some magi papa, sa papa la. Low leng de wa ki sem papa la. Yen ye pa aboka the same Santa Drame. You ko oye papa sehu, din ko de oye the uncle. You know, mom because suma jëkkër bi bim demee bim nekkoon fii ak ñun. I remember this when he was here in America before he went back to Gambia. He came to me. We was married then. He says, I don't want my brother in my house no more. I don't want my brother around my kids no more. I remember that. He came to my job and picked me up that day because the brother came down for Thanksgiving and he didn't spend the whole Thanksgiving weekend with us. He can get a cab and have to leave because when I get back, I didn't put that together up till when Hattie started telling me about this sexual abuse she went through. So because when her dad went back home to Gambia, that's when the uncle come back because he have a fight with his little brother. And I didn't know what they was arguing about because I was at work. So when I came home, I just thought that my husband was just being mean, don't want his brother around my kids. So I never thought about it because he went to Gambia. Sehu didn't come around me and my kids when my husband was with us until he went back home. Then he started coming back around us. So when Hattie started telling me about this, you know how your mind start playing tricks on you. You start going back and start getting memories. And I start mangi kuma se di fate loku di wane wow. Nuta sol wahmane bugut se hu nyo si unity mu wahmane bugatu masol around my kids. Bugatuma so munyoti suma domi. Bugatuma musen suma domi. Nothing. No birthday present, no Christmas present, nothing. Because say who? Lu nekk la doon defaral suma domi. Lu nekk money their birthday present, name brand clothes, name brand shoes, I mean video games. Then you talk new unbox upon box, gift after gift after gift, give you sersa. Give you ser la de jënd do yone suma domi. So man how ma duta sol stop all that. Mune bugut raka magam ñew sun kër. So bi hadi commencé ma di wax lolu. Si la commencé di len like ma osma domi yep. You know how embarrassing it is to call all of your kids. They're grown. My kids are grown now. They're grown men and women. They're married with their own family. I have to ask them, did your uncle touch you in this place when you was little? Did your uncle this? You know, that's embarrassing for us in our culture because we don't talk about sexual stuff like that to our kids. That's our Gambian culture. You think you're one lolo. You think you're one asundomi, you know, sex year and molestation. You know, nobody want to talk about it in Gambia. You know, that's the culture back home. Because man, I know about my own situation, but I will get there. But right now, I just want to paint this picture about Hadi. I will get to mine in a minute. But I say like they like suma hale. You know, you mag, you say you am jaba, you am jeka, you am their own dog. So my like let. Do y'all remember when Dad and picked me up for my job and let Papa say who go back home and didn't spend the Thanksgiving with us? What happened? So Sila guy come and said yeah, we remember them. There was almost fight outside. They almost went to a fist fight outside, but they was talking in Wolof and we didn't understand Wolof. So Sila like Hadi, if you could tell me what you remember when your dad and your uncle, what happened that time? When your dad and your uncle, you told me what happened, why your dad kicked your uncle out of the house for him not to come back no more.
I don't remember that specifically. I just remember the argument. I don't remember words.
So you don't know what they was fighting about?
I don't remember that part, no.
So, but you remember them arguing outside?
Yeah, I remember the argument, but not.
You don't remember
details. I don't remember.
That's not even. That's
not even in Wolof because you don't speak Wolof.
Right, but I don't remember that part, no.
So, but your brothers and sisters, they told me they remember them arguing.
The older ones will probably remember that better, but I don't remember that part.
So, and you remember he stopped coming around us when Dad was around, right? He stopped coming until he went, when Dad went back to Gambia, that's when he started coming back.
And at this time, at that stage, you still did not know as a mother that this was going on.
I didn't know.
It just came back.
It just came back because when things like that happen, that's when you start you start questioning yourself, because as a mom, this is the kind of mother I am, and Hadi and my other kids will testify to this. This is the kind of mother I was when my husband left and went back to Gambia. Okay, my husband was very strict with my kids. You know, we have a ground rule that it's nothing but education. It's nothing but schooling. So Dad left. When Dad went back home, my kids, I keep that thing going. They never went to, what you call it again? Sleep over to people's houses?
No.
They didn't go sleepovers? Did y'all go?
No, we just stayed with each other.
Everybody just stayed in my house. Everybody just stayed with each other. Because what happened to me as a child, I call myself protecting my children, them not to, for that, you know what I'm saying, for that not to happen to my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
Because I know I was molested too at a very young age.
Yeah, one second.
Yeah. And since I got that and I didn't have no mother support, my mom, I repressed mine too, just like my daughter did. I repressed mine until I got married. I have kids. And then
can you hold on, Mom? Yeah, can you hold on? We'll come to that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just talk about Hadi for now, and then we will come to that, because we have this is not the first time we're going to be here. We're going to be here on Monday as well. So we have because we want this message out there. That's what you want, right? That's why we're here. Okay. Hadi told you last year.
Yes.
It ruined everything for you. It felt like the war just. Came to a standstill.
He turned my life upside down. He told my what I cannot sleep, I cannot breathe. All I wanted to do is go hurt that man the way he hurts me and my family, because he violated my house. He violated me. He violated my daughter. Because this, I don't let nobody come in my kids, around my kids. I didn't let my kids, even when they got football, you know, they have to go to a tournament out, spend the night. They never did. They never did. My kids never spend the night in nobody's house. They never spend the weekend with nobody. I don't let nobody come spend the weekend, because I only trust their uncle. I only trust him with my family, with my kids, because I know what happened to me and I was protecting them. And I did not tell Hattie what happened to me till when she started telling me what happened to her. You know, she would tell you that, because I protect, even when she was telling me about her stuff, I put her first. I didn't want her to know about me. I want to protect her first before I could do anything for me, because I want to keep her my center of my life. But this man violated my daughter. I trusted him. I trusted him because I didn't know why his brother, up to my husband is deceased now. May his soul rest in peace. I didn't know why his brother did not want him to come around us.
And you have 8 children with him, with your husband, right?
Yeah, I did.
You have 8, yes. And I have some of them here backstage that want to come in and give their support to Hattie and you. But before they come in, it hit home. It hit you hard because it happened to you in the Gambia, Mom.
Yeah, it happened to me in the Gambia on 26 Stanley Street. I will never forget that. I will never forget the day, the smell, and everything. I remember that when it happened. I remember the house. I remember the room. I remember the mattress. Those mattress your hamne den ko de jay so si ñoko jay. It's nothing wrong with that. You know, nakaling de oye mattress yo way.
Yes.
Huh?
Pajas.
Wow, pajas yo dafa am li fi ñax.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, I remember that, and I remember Tedesi Pajas bi muma lifin si suma gannaaw. You know,
how old were you then?
I think I was like in Albion School, primary 1.
And this was done to you by who? Like
my mom. Yes,
or?
My mom's first cousin. His name is Balogu Hafna. He still live in Gambia. His name is Balogu Hafna. He lived in Gambia. And he used to travel. He used to live in Belgium. I remember when he comes visit in Gambia, I don't want to go around him. And I didn't want to go visit with him. But I didn't know why. My sense of me as a little girl, you know, I didn't want to go visit with him. But when I got married and have kids, and my mom come to America, and I told her about it. But she didn't want to believe me. She's like, hey, Cecilia, what do you talk so? Why you want to make something bad? You know Balogu wouldn't do nothing like that to you. You know, my mom is a Aku. So, you know, so me and her get into a big old argument here in America because my husband was alive then. But he knows about my abuse. I told him about it, and then he used it against me. You know, he used it against me, and when he get mad at me, he used that and he cussed me out and he called me names and he, you know, beat me up and say all kind of mean stuff because she says that I was improper, I wasn't good because I made a mistake of telling him what happened to me in my childhood. And I was a kid that I remember that I was in Albion School and I used to run away from home. I run away from home from him. Because I remember I got sick. They take me to the Royal Victoria Hospital. And they were saying that I have macro because I eat too much gen biscuit. Biscuit, those biscuits come in the can. Can you remember that? Or you know?
No, I don't.
Okay. It used to come in a can. It's a little round gen biscuit. They used to have it around Christmas time. So guy I was bleeding from my vagina and they were talking about I eat too much gen biscuit. I remember that when I went to the hospital about that part. But nobody want to talk about it. You know, it's a hush-hush thing. You know, they keep it under the rug. They keep it. Family don't want to talk about it. So my mom didn't want to talk about it. So I used to run away from home. I went and lived with so many family members back home in Gambia. I run away. I leave because back then I don't know what I was running away from, but I was running away. I was in Spain because until he went to Belgium, then I came back. I lived with my auntie Ida. May her soul rest in peace. She passed away too. I live with my auntie, a bunch of people. I don't want to call their names, because they're not alive right now to come and say, well, Aisha, Cecilia, Aisha live with us. So I run away. I was running away. I live with my auntie. She was a teacher, big woman, family woman. Everybody knows her. My family, everybody knows them. The big family name. They carry volume in Gambia. But I run away and I oppress it. I got married and I start getting kids like my daughter. The memories start coming back and I talked to my mama about it. She didn't believe me. So I just have that thing inside of me and I got, oh my God, I got so depressed. My daughter will tell you, my kids could tell you that my depression and the anger and all the hardness I was going through with my husband used to abuse me and went back home to Gambia, and the financial problem I was going to, I didn't have time to take care of it, and I went to counseling. And when my daughter come to me and telling me this, I have went to counseling. I have went to a bunch of therapists, in America. I have good therapists and I got good medication. I'm still on antidepressant medication. I'm still taking a bunch of pills a day. My kids will tell you that I was a basket case when they was growing up. I wasn't in a good place. I wasn't in a good place to take care of 7 kids for myself.
Yeah. Did you at that when did you tell your kids about what happened to you as a kid? Is it when Hadi came to you or before that?
When Hadi came out.
Oh, you want to talk about when Hadi came out?
Yeah, when Hadi came out and I want to support her. That's when I come out to them.
Oh my God.
And I was
ashamed.
So
sorry to hear this.
I was embarrassed and ashamed because, the culture back home, that's how they make you feel. So I came out to my kids because I want to support my daughter. I want her to know that she's not alone. She got her mother's support and I'm here for her. Anything she needs. So she knows that it's not only her that going through this. She got her, this happens to me too. And I want my other daughters, them to get, strong for themselves. And I come out to them when, right before Christmas or after Christmas?
Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, right Christmas, right?
Yeah.
So and I know this has, done a lot to the family because I have Makodu here, his brother to Hadi, your son.
JC.
Yeah,
okay.
JC.
Mom.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
you.
here. So you take a break so that JC can contribute to us. Hi, JC. Welcome to Elite Media.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, I'm very sorry about what has happened to your family, what's been happening in your family. And I guess you want to say something. Go on.
Can you put the light on?
Yeah, this has just been devastating to hear for us and all of my siblings, for us to hear this happening. I mean, us growing up, we just had positive memories of our uncle, with our father leaving, and our mom taking the reins of trying to raise us all on her own. And to have this come out and realize what he's been doing to our sister throughout her childhood, how he's ruined, he stole it from her.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, it's devastating, and it just can't go unpunished.
Okay.
He can't be allowed to get away with this. He can't be allowed to do this, to take so much from people, because we know that she wasn't the only one he's done this to. But I'm just glad that my sister is so strong to do what she's doing, to come on here and talk about this and share so much. I'm just glad that she has the strength. And I just want you to know, Hattie, that we love you so much. And we care about you so much. And you're going to be able to make it through this. I swear. Like, we're going to be with you every step of the way. We're behind you every step of the way through this. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay, Hattie. I'm telling you, it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this together. He's not going to be able to do this anymore. He's not going to hurt anyone else because of what you're doing right here. no one else is going to get hurt because you have the strength to step up and say something. That's how strong you are. You're helping other people, even other women, other children who are in situations like this. Because of you, you're giving them an ability to talk up and say something. You're giving that to them, Hattie. You're able to do that.
Thank you, McCall. Stay right there. I have Lamin as well in the background. So we're going to bring Lamin in, another brother.
Okay.
Hi, Lamin.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, fine. Welcome to the LA Media platform. I know this is devastating for the whole family. It's like everything's just started. It's everything is just gone back to the very first time you were told, because now you have to confront, like, it's like everyone is watching you. The whole world is watching you right now, having to talk about this. I'm shaking myself because it's too much for one family to take on. Yeah. And
Right.
welcome. Do you want to add something to it?
Yeah, it was pretty earth-shattering to hear this when we did it over the past year here. And you ask yourself, how can something like this happen? So there's a lot of it. There's 8 of us, 7 of us living in the same house, and Hattie is one of the middle children. She's my younger sister. The person who perpetrated this against her was someone that we all held dearly to our heart. He was the one member of our extended family who would come around. He was the one person who we all looked to as being essentially the Santa Claus figure in our life. He showered us with gifts. I loved him like he was my second father. So when I heard this happen, I was devastated to hear it, and I was hurt myself because this happened, and I am her older brother, and this happened while I was in the house there too. And I asked myself, how could this have occurred in the same house where I live? But the type of person that he was, I mean, our extended family, any of my brothers and sisters could tell you, he's the type of individual who's very persuasive. He is extremely manipulative. Over the course of the last few years, I think it's been brought to light that he's been saying many things that were mistruths to many of our family members. And many of the extended family have realized that he is not the person that we thought he was. That's before any of this come out. So we've all learned throughout the years that he wasn't the wonderful person that we thought he was, like the naive children that we were. So being able to get her by himself in that home was something that nobody would have thought any differently of. I mean, he was essentially a father to us, especially after my father left us here in this country. He was the one family member outside of my mother who would come back, who came back into our lives, and he was there for us. And we were just happy to embrace and have him. And this happened. As far as Hattie, I know some may question, how can she really repress those memories and now all of a sudden, have these memories come back? Just speaking to her character, Hattie is of all of my brothers and sisters, she's probably the most quiet, mild-mannered, one of us, right? So she's probably the one individual who is the most soft-spoken, and she's also a middle child. I think he saw her personality, the type of person she was, and he took advantage of that also. She doesn't have a manipulative bone in her body. She's not the type of individual I would ever think would try to create a story like this. And the details that she's given us, and when we look back in our lives, I wholeheartedly believe everything she said. There's just too much there that fits so well into this story, or her truth, what she's told us. There's no doubt in my mind that these things have happened. And this has happened to Hattie. It hurts us all, and all we can do now is be there for her. Now, for those individuals in our family who told us not to speak up on this, and there's been quite a few, they speak to shame, or that this is going to bring embarrassment on the family, or even when another loved one comes to you, or a stranger, anybody comes to you, and they have these stories to tell, it's an immediate reaction to question or second guess, because we don't want to believe these terrible things happen. But when we do that to these people who have been victimized, we're re-victimizing. We're hurting them further. We're questioning them. We're telling them that their story or their pain isn't worth our time or effort. And we also allow these perpetrators, these individuals who do this, to continue to do it to other people.
Yeah.
The ones that we're supposed to protect the most, we end up harming them. Same thing has happened to my mother. I didn't find that out till, December of this year. Now, growing up through childhood, I knew something was wrong, and I knew it was wrong before, before we were born. I mean, just all the experiences we've had, but she didn't come forward and tell us. Even after Hattie had told us months ago, she didn't come forward and tell us what all has happened. I don't want to talk any.
You are like the father figure now of the family, and I know you're next to Alassane, because Alassane is here. He's commenting. He's saying we need to put a stop to this. There are a lot of pedophiles in the Gambia. That's your older brother, the oldest in the family, the firstborn, right? How, like, knowing this about your mom and now your sister, how did it make you feel? You as in you as a person being. Did you feel that you failed the family, being, young at the same time, being the firstborn, not the firstborn, being the oldest there as a guy? How did it make you feel? What has it done to your life?
Right. So, of course, Alassane, my older brother, he has not been there with us. He's been in the Gambia, now he's in Germany. But yeah, I want to be the kind of person who is there to help and protect everyone around me. And this is one of those situations where it does hurt. I do feel like, to an extent, she's my little sister. It's part of my job. It's part of my role to protect her. And my mother too. I mean, there's pain. But instead of dwelling on what I see as my own personal failure, I'd rather focus on them. It's not about me now. What can I do now? I want to support them now. I want to be the kind of man that hopefully I'm a good example to maybe others and them. I want their stories to be heard, and they're the true brave ones here. I want to support them.
It's painful. It's painful. Hadi, you see, you've got a support system. Your brothers are here.
Yeah.
It's not like you're in this alone. Everyone is there. I mean, what do you want to add to what your brothers just said, Hadi? Hadi, are you there?
Hello. Blessed to have my family, my siblings, my mom. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Okay. Oh, I was just saying, I'm really glad. I'm really grateful to have my mom, my brothers and sisters, JC, Mom, and y'all for coming on here and backing me up and with support. I mean, this is kind of nerve-wracking knowing so many people are watching. Some might be doubting, but it's very assuring to have them, because my mom, she didn't have that. Who have been through something similar, who don't have the support that I have. So I honestly feel really blessed and grateful, because they've had my back the whole time. Ever since I said something, no one has questioned me or doubted me or like dismissed me. Like, everyone really supportive. Malaman, he's like JC, they've really been a lifeline for my livelihood. I stopped working, and he helped me out because I wasn't able to work, and JC came and moved in with me. Even though he didn't have his own room, he was right there beside me. And he came back and helped me move back to Charlotte. I was living in another state, and like, I have the greatest siblings in the world. Like, I can't really put into words how grateful I am for them. And I hope other people that he's done this to, they might have a support system similar, and I hope somehow they can hear this and have courage to speak out, or they have some sort of peace in their life with this.
I'm not glad that this is happening to you, but I'm glad that people are reaching out and they're sending messages. I have got, we just missed Hadi. I think she's having a problem with the internet. But I'll wait for her to come back so that I'll explain. Someone just sent me a message. So this is it's happening. It's happening to a lot of people, Lamin and Makoto. It's happening to a lot of people. And I'm glad that you guys are in the States where you can freely open up and talk about this. Can you imagine if you guys were in the Gambia? Hadi would never talk about it. You guys would never be able to talk about it. You probably turn even against Hadi because that's the society that we come from. That's what they do. So I'm glad that you guys are in America. And of course, I understand from Hadi that they want to take this a little bit further. They want him arrested and all that. And like I said earlier, I tried reaching out to him so that at least he can come and explain his side of the story, because I'm not here to believe or not to believe, but I'm here to treat everyone equally. And I would have loved to hear from Mr. Drame himself to come and share his side of the story as well. And I even left him a message. If he had to deny, still come and show your face, because this is an accusation, right? And if someone accuses you of something, you want to come and defend yourself. You want to come and say something. But the fact that he's holding back, some family members are holding back, it's just, I don't know. It's just too much. But Makoto, what do you think we can do for Hadi? You guys can do for Hadi. What is the way forward here for Hadi?
The way forward, I think the best thing we can do, as her siblings, is continue to support her. Continue to give her a space where she's comfortable and feels that she can communicate and talk about what she's gone through. I know a lot of it is feeling that somehow she is responsible. Somehow she's brought it upon herself.
I was going to talk about it. Yeah.
It's important that she understands that she's not at fault here. This is completely on him. He is the criminal here. She hasn't done anything to provoke him. She hasn't done anything to entice him or to any way to bring this upon herself. It's important to let people know that these victims are not the ones who are bringing this upon themselves. People might say, well, there are 7 of you in that household, but it was only her. And just because one of us was isolated, one of us was targeted, does not mean that it's somehow she has done something to bring these kinds of heinous acts upon herself.
She was young. She was only 5. She was only 5. She was young. She don't. I don't understand. Our society is crazy. How can people blame her for what went on? Like she should have taken responsibility. A 5-year-old. Can you imagine how many people are suffering this? And we don't even know about it. I'm sure there are a lot of people watching. And like I said earlier, Hadi, someone sent a message. Another Gambian, sent a message. My younger sister, who is now, I'm going to skip the age because maybe I don't, it's not about her, it's about her sister. So I'm going to skip the age for now. My younger sister, who is the victim, she is she was sexually abused repeatedly by my uncle, our aunt's husband, from the age of, this started the age of 13, and it was in the Gambia. All right, just like your mom. And she was given away to be raised by our mother's family at the age of 13. She went through hell with bad upbringing, marketing her the main caretaker of that family, which ended up her dropping out of school because she had no time to study. End up her dropping out of school because she has no time to study. Our aunt's husband is the one who was continuously abusing her, both emotionally and sexually, even threatening to kill her if she ever gets to say anything. See, this is in Gambia. All right. He would request for my aunt to send food to his unmarried friends at the time, and my sister was the one to take the food to the friend's house. Then, when my sister took the food, he would be the only one in the house. Or when my aunt went to the market, she traveled to the provinces while the kids are at school, he would sexually abuse her at the age of 13. This has left her devastated, depressed, and you know what it's like in the Gambia. When you're depressed, you have no one to help you or support you. She was afraid to narrate the story the incident, but told my mom who wouldn't go back or would commit suicide. I don't understand what she meant there. This has affected her throughout the years. She's married now with 3 children, but it is affecting her marriage because she lacked the trust, affection of her husband. Her relationship with my aunt and our mom is not strong because she blamed my mom for giving her away. Few years ago, she revealed the ordeal as we cried together. With the people, a therapist had to take that step to confront our uncle to bring relief. She is still going through depression. This happened in Gambia. It is very sad. You see, you're not alone in this, Hadi. A lot of people are suffering this in silence. We want to say thank you for coming on board and opening up, talking about it, because I'm 100% sure a lot of people will come out and talk. Coming here talking about it, it's not about exposing like how our people will take it. It's not only about exposing. Of course, it's exposing, but at the same time, we're breaking the silence. It shouldn't be a taboo. A child is a child. Allow a child to grow up. A lot of people are suffering this in silence. Sometimes you hear people say, "Oh, munta toxic say I know you guys don't understand what I mean." A lot of people say, "Oh, yeah, that person cannot hold on to their marriages and la la la," not knowing what is going on.
That's right.
A lot of people are suffering in silence. We need to break the circle. We need to talk about these things. If we don't, it's going to continue happening. I don't know if I'm happy that you guys mentioned their names and stuff like that, but at the same time, let's look at the positive side of this. If it is true that these people have done this, at least people will know now they have done it. And it will be the end of them doing it. And I know this video is going to be an example for those people who are pedophiles, for those people who are molesting kids and doing all sort of things, because they will be scared that they will be exposed one day. So Hadi, don't feel any bad coming here today.
Thank you.
You did the right thing.
Thank you.
It's the first step in recovery. This is going to help you. Now let's talk about you and relationship. Some say it destroyed.
Sorry,
if you hold on to a relationship and you are very young lady. So let's talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. It was hard for me to hear what you just said. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, I said, do you want to talk about holding on to a relationship because it affected you? Like you couldn't hold on to a relationship at all because of this, right? Because that's what this lady just said.
Yeah. It's always been, I always kind of felt uncomfortable or hesitant with starting relationships and dating. I've always I felt very shy and reserved about it, especially when it came to really getting close to someone. I always felt really withdrawn and really uncomfortable with myself. And it was hard to really try to get comfortable with someone else when you're not comfortable with yourself. So, I mean, I think about all the time, like, what does this mean for my future? And, eventually I'd like to be married and start a family, but with this condition and things going on with my own, emotional health, my mental health, I don't see that in my near future. I mean, hopefully going through a healing process, I'll get there, but I can definitely say like I have definitely been majorly affected by what has happened. And I honestly question almost every day, like how different would I have been if this didn't happen? Like what type of person would I be if had these things not happened? And my mother wants to say something. She has a comment to make real quick.
Okay, Mom, go on.
Yeah, you was talking about Sehu not answering you when you leave him a message. I call the wife myself. Okay, I have a conversation with his wife, and I have a conversation with her. When Hadi called me, I was so mad, and I called Sehu. He never answered my phone call. He never returned my phone call back. So I called Fatoumata. I said, Fatoumata, yo yainga, you have kid with Sehu, and I'm calling for the protection. This is what I told him. I'm calling for the protection of your son. And the first thing he said, okay, why are you calling me for my protection of my son? And I said, well, this is what happened with my daughter, Hattie. And when Hattie was a child, and say who was molesting her in my house. Mm-hmm. And the first thing come out her mouth was that, why would I say that? I have to say astaghfirullah. I have to say astaghfirullah. I said, no, I didn't call you to say astaghfirullah. I call you for you to listen to me. Okay? I said, when you have problem, you call me and I listen to you as a woman and as a mother. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to know the kind of man you married to and what kind of person, because her husband is a manipulator, like my son said, liar, manipulate. But I'm not going to all that. I'm just going to stay to my daughter and our relationship with me and him, because I trusted that man. I love him as my husband, brother in, not as a brother-in-law, but as a brother, because I didn't have no brother growing up. I only have one brother. And me and Sehu was very close, because my kids was telling you that I didn't have no reason to think that that man would violate under my roof, would do the stuff he did to my daughter under my roof. But the wife didn't want to hear me. And Fatimata want to go on, your linga wan linya no top, your Sehu do definitely manako dekluma. You just need to shut up and dekluma lima lawa. Man li mungi affect suma dom. Can do my work. Because she tried to blame that the other family members put me to it, like the sister-in-law or the brothers, I said, no, nobody gonna make me call you about my daughter. This is my child. So you have to listen to me. The wife didn't want to listen to me. You know what she did? She started blaming other things, because on the next statement, we got to go to the other thing he did to my other daughter. Because Hattie is not the one he abused. He violated, he abused my other daughter, Safi, physically. It's not sexually, but physically. He abused my daughter in New York, physically. Because we didn't know. If I have known that he had molested Hattie, my other daughter, when she went to college in New York, she would have never went and visit him. I would have put a stop to it. And if I know that man was molesting my daughter in my house, we wouldn't be talking about him right now. We would have been talking in a different situation. Because then he was coming in my house, I would have did some damage to that man as a mother. Because I question myself every day. And I look back and I question myself. And I have family members questioning me. You my like, your phone never, you think about limu, you get nyogis, let's say who deaf. But family members, you might like your phone record. I'm working. Even though if I'm in the house, he is a manipulator. He knows how to get my kids' trust. He take them to the movies by themselves. He take them to the park by himself with them. He have ample time. He have ample time to be with my daughter and my kids by themselves. When I'm at work, he always tell me, "Oh, Asha, you got to go to work. Hey, sis, the number the oil ice. Hey, ice." You have to go to work. Go pick up more hours if you have to go to work. I will keep an eye on the kids. And he molested my daughter and the parent Jabaram. Mungi nekk fofu New York ak mom. Nangu to listen to what I have to say. Be pare mu block ma. My mom hulo on the phone. My Fatimata Drame hulo. Because my one nako man you can say family. My family I know them, I love them, they love me. I don't have nothing bad to say about that family. They always be good to me. They always be good to my me. Me, and I don't have nothing negative to say. Why God for the man you call Madima one nonsense? Woman, you say you anything about my own daughter. My mom, we have it out. Bepere ma call out your linga one need for bond. Your dumb because your body say yangi put deklu hadi because your hamga surgical. Because if you don't want to hear the truth, what you do, you run, you hide. If you want to hear the truth, if you know that the what we say is wrong. It's not the truth. You won't run and hide. You want to listen. What she run and hide, and she is protecting that man. Stupid, lying, molested his husband of hers. But I'm not done yet with that man. We're going to the magistrate office and we're going to file papers on him. We're not done yet. This is just the starting. He got to pay how he destroyed my daughter's life. My daughter went to college. She moved back home with me. You know, she didn't say that yet. She didn't get to that part yet. She can't even hold a job. A smart, beautiful girl. He messed up her life.
True. All right, let's take a break. And we have other people on board that are here to support Hadi and have something to say. I'm glad Alassane is on board now. So you have your oldest son is here, Alassane. So this is heartbreaking to have to be here at the same time because of this. It's heartbreaking, but Hadi, like I said, you have a support system. The whole family is here to support you. Let's hear from all of them. I think is it Z? She's been here waiting, listening patiently, right? Zainabu, right?
Zenobia, yes.
Yeah. All right. You have been here waiting for a very long time. What do you want to say? What do you want to add to this?
Yeah. So when I moved to Nashville, Hattie told me what happened, and I was just absolutely heartbroken and devastated for her. And I was just so angry and wanted to go up to New York myself to find Sehu, just to know, when she went into detail about everything, it was very hard to hear. And as her older sister, you just want to be able to protect your sibling, and you just want to take the pain away. And just sitting there watching her cry and hurt and know that, there's nothing I can do to make that better. It's just, it's very gut-wrenching. It's very hard for our family to try to deal with. And I'm just so glad that we have this platform to be able to talk about this, because Hattie's been through so much. And, just seeing her, try to do counseling and work through this, but it's a very tough, long road. And it's going to take a very long time for her to get to a place to trust men, to trust others, to trust herself, to get confidence back, to work out some health issues she's dealing with. And if anybody else just knows, we know there's other people out there that Sehu has come in contact with. And I just hope they hear this and come out as well, because he needs to be stopped. And we need to do everything in our power to stop him, and so he wouldn't hurt anybody else and do any other damage to any other family.
Wow. It is sad. It is sad. We've got Alassane here as well. Alassane, welcome on board. You're in Germany, right, Alassane?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the
I
first
just want to show
one.
my support to all my brothers, but especially my sister, because of what she passing through. I'm the oldest of all of them. I'm the first. And I'm all my younger brothers and my younger sisters, It's really sad. I'm not being there I'm not being there physically to show my support to my sister, but my head is really, really out there for her, It's really painful, it's really hard, especially to my mom too. It's really difficult. Nobody wants to feel this kind of pain, especially from your sister or from your daughter or anybody. In Gambia, we get this kind of culture where everybody, we just like, making things under the rug. We get so many cases like this over there, but people don't used to talk about it. So many a lot, So many young girls, so many ladies, so many, innocent girls who are just abused by family members, and it's kind of crazy. Really sad.
Very sad. Very sad.
Very sad,
Yeah,
and most of the people over there, they don't used to talk about this stuff, They used to be scared to talk about this stuff, and it's not fair, It's not fair, If you're gonna do something bad, you got to face the law. You don't have to walk the street like that, going after other innocent children, going after them. It's not fair, So many,
It's
there might be so many people, and those people are still on the loose. They're still on the loose. They're going after. They're still doing it, and no, they might be doing it to other young innocent children. You know, it's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
It's for you, it's very difficult for you. I know it's difficult for the whole family. It's difficult for you because you are in the middle. The reason why I said that is because you are in Gambia. The rest live with your mom in America. You haven't seen you told me you haven't seen your mom for a very long time, right?
Yeah, I've been seeing my mom for more than 30 years now. I mean, the last time I saw my mom when I was like 3 years old was the last time I saw my mom. I'd never seen my brother and my sister all my life. You know how it feels? You know, especially when this kind of thing happen to your close ones or loved ones. It's very painful, man.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I said it's hard for you because you're in the middle of it. You were raised by the family back home, and of course, I know what's been going on. They don't even want you to be part of it because they are very resistant. If they want to talk, nobody's going to hold them back. I can really feel your pain, but at the same time, you said my sister is my sister. It's the same mom and dad, family first, and we really are happy that you came on board at the end. Thank you very much for coming.
What do you say again?
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can everyone hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
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 You can hear
I
me
just
now.
got in some incoming calls. That's why I'm gonna pick it up later.
Okay. All right.
Right now.
All right. Let's have somebody else say something. I have got who is sick.
So what else? Just a minute, please.
Yeah. Sure.
As I was saying before,
Yeah, I can hear you.
we got this stigma within our society in Gambia. We got this stigma, you know. We got this stigma, like saying, you know, we don't have this thing to going out, you know, because of family stuff like that. And while the perpetrator might be roaming the street free, you know, and still be doing it and doing it again towards innocent girls. You know, it's not fair. Why? Lead for doy. Lead.
Understand now, Massa. Ñu bàyyi la tuuti rek su ko defee keneen foog naa mu jël mu wax banaa moo gën. Let's have, is it, see, we have some, I have got a lot now, a lot of people now. I don't know who is who now, but I'm going to try. Bintu is here as well. Bintu, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Bintu, welcome.
So, thank you. I've been listening for the past.
Are you okay? Can you talk?
What everybody was saying.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I think we have just lost. Is Seed there? Seed.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. I just had my wisdom teeth out, so if I talk a little weird, that's why. But yeah, I'm just here in full support of my sister. And when Sehu attacked me in New York, I never finished the police report. I just went back home. But I'm not sure if the fact that the police showed up, we can use that as evidence towards the case, because they did show up. They did help me get to New York Penn Station so I could go back home. But I'm thinking, can we still use that? I mean, a car was dispatched, so I'm not sure how much they can. I don't know. I'm just not sure how much they can use that. That's just what I've been thinking about. But yes, I'm just here in full support of my sister.
Did Sehu, I know your mom said you were not sexually abused, but did he try at any time? Did you see anything funny about him?
Not with me, not sexually, no, not sexually, but physically, he was aggressive. He tried to hit me. Of course, he did hit me, but not in that manner, no, with me.
Okay. Wait, when you heard what happened to Hani, were you shocked at all?
I mean, a part of me was shocked because for the longest time we grew up thinking, well, at least that didn't happen to us. With all the unfortunate circumstances that we were born into, we're like, well, at least that didn't happen. So yeah, it was a level of shock. We associated this person with one of the few extended family members that we thought we had, but that was not the case. He was obviously playing an angle. So that was to a degree of shock. But when we went back and thought about it, a lot of us realized that he lied for no reason. There were signs that reflected that he wasn't who we thought he was. Lying for no reason. With me, quick to anger in New York over situations I had nothing to do with. A lot of stuff happened before I was ever born. So the anger just didn't make sense. So looking back on it, there were definitely signs, but obviously us being children, we have no way of being able to pick up on that. So
I hope Gambians are watching because they need to learn from this family. You have the whole family here supporting Hadi. And if this was in Gambia, I'm sure the brothers, the sisters, you will disown your own sister just because you don't want to hear it out. The truth, why can't we confront the truth? When a child comes to you with something like this, come on, there has to be some truth in it. You cannot just ask the child to go away, especially if the child is very bubbly. They will never believe that child. It is very sad. And I hope Gambians are listening. And I hope we're going to learn something from what we heard today, because I am learning something here today. And this is going to help me to, like, in terms of parenting, not to negligent anything, to look deep into stuff, start talking to my kids. You know, look at that. Look at this. You can tell this is a very responsible family, a beautiful family. Come on, you can tell when you see a family and you feel that, okay, these are one of those families that are very disturbed. Look at this family. I'm not saying he did, or I'm not saying he didn't. But as far as I'm concerned, we need to start talking. We need to open up. I'm sure there are so many Hadis out there. And the saddest part is their moms that are telling them, don't talk about this. It's your grandfather. It's your uncle. It's your this. It's your that. I'm sure it's even happening to boys. Boys are being raped. Do we talk about it in our society? No, we feel it's a taboo. It's not a taboo. It's shameful. That's why you don't want to talk about it. But it's not a taboo. So we need to start opening up. Just because Hadi lives in the West, the family lives in the West, so they can talk about it. No, we want to hear stories from you people that live back home in the Gambia. We need to hear, because you are damaged. A lot of you are traumatized. You don't have to, with cases like this, I'm telling you, if it was me, I would listen to my mom telling me don't say. I would listen to my dad telling me don't say. How many kids are in the Gambia? Some are taking drugs. Some are drinking heavily. Some are really depressed. Some of them, especially a girl child. Girls are getting pregnant every day. One child can get pregnant for different men. And you wouldn't even know why she's doing that. It's because something has happened in her childhood. We need to start talking about these things. We can't leave it. Yes, Mom, you want to say something?
Oh, sorry, she's on the phone.
Okay. Yes, Bintu, you're back on. Can we hear from you, Bintu, please?
I thought about every day what happened to my mom and what happened to my sister. Every day I think about it, and it's even more devastating because I'm also a mother. I have a son. He's 20 months old. He's not even talking yet, but I mean, it just makes me think about how I can protect him in the future. And in the future, I have a daughter. How can I protect her? And the one thing that my friend, who's a psychiatrist who deals with traumas like this, she told me that you have to talk to your children very young and tell them about how to love their bodies and teach them that what is yours is sacred and nobody has access to that. And no one has a right to abuse you and mistreat you no matter if they're an adult, and to teach them that if you feel uncomfortable about something, you come to your parents, to make it where the child is safe to come to their parents and that their parents would believe them. It has to start in the home at a very young age to let the child know that they have a safe place to come to. Because if they don't feel that way, then predators will know that. Predators know their prey. They know. They know who they can get away with. Unfortunately, it's true. They know what they can get away with and how, and which ones that they can do abuse. They know. And I just wish that this had never happened to Hattie. I don't wish this on anyone at all, because it has been very devastating. It has been very devastating. I've even looked at the laws here in North Carolina. There is no statute of limitations, so he can still be persecuted for this. He still can be brought to court and tried, from what I've learned here when I called a hotline here. And that's the good thing about being here in the United States. They do have laws that could bring people to justice for these crimes. And I think it makes it easier for predators and child offenders in countries like Gambia, because there is no set law or anything that it can expose you. Here, you're a registered sex offender. You're a registered sex offender for the rest of your life. You can't be on school grounds. You can't go to school bus stops. You can't even be near a daycare. People have to know where you live. People have a right to know where you work at. Your boss needs to know. Everywhere you go, it follows you here in the United States. If you're a registered offender, it follows you. You cannot hide from it. If you move to another state here in the States, they have to know where you're moving to, what neighborhood, and your neighbors have a right to know who you are and what you are.
Yep.
And I feel like something like that needs to be placed not just only here, but everywhere, to protect children, because children are the most valuable of all. They're innocent. They are precious above all, anything else. You can't tell, that's my brother. I know he did this. That's my cousin, whatever. That does not matter. The child comes first. The child is innocent. The child did not ask for this.
Yeah. It is sad.
Point blank, as simple as that. It's a child. You don't mess with children.
I know what you're saying, and I think we should have laws like that in the Gambia or in Africa, and people believing in that law, those laws too, because in Gambia it feels like people like that are protected more than they are exposed. They are protected, one, because of family name, two, because of the wealth. If you ever hear someone being exposed in the Gambia with cases like this, go check the background. It has to be a poor person. The minute you're rich, people don't talk about this. And the saddest part is the mothers, the wives, they know about it sometimes. Sometimes they do know, sometimes they don't know. They know about it, but they let it carry on. They are greedy. They stay in the marriage just because of the money. They don't care about their kids or the next person it's going to happen to. We need to do something in the Gambia. This is not right. It has to stop. And by talking about it, I think it will end it. It will not end it, but it will make a difference. So I'm Hadi. I think we're almost getting there time-wise, because we were supposed to do part 1 or 2 of this. So I don't know if you're comfortable to carry on. I don't know if the family is comfortable to carry on, or do you want us to leave it till Monday? What do you want to do?
I think it's good to go ahead and wrap it up for now, and continue on Monday.
Yeah, I think
I want to talk.
Is he coming in right now?
Yeah, he's there.
My cousin Jemai, he wants to come on and say something.
Where is he? I cannot see him backstage.
Okay.
Is he backstage?
No.
No, I cannot see him. All right, let's have Lamin say something before your cousin comes over. Lamin, do you want to add something to this now?
Yeah. So just like everybody.
We can't hear you. Let me.
We can't hear you, Lamin.
Give me one moment.
Okay.
What?
Can you hear me now?
No.
Can you hear me now?
No.
No.
No? Can't hear me? All right. Well, come back to me.
Yeah, it's okay. We can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Sounds muffled.
Yeah, you can speak a little bit louder. Hello?
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, I can hear
Makoto, do you want to add to this before we wrap up?
I just want to say that I'm proud of you, Hattie, for doing this. I know it's not easy to be so open about something that happened to you so long ago, especially the way this sounds and just how hurtful it was and how intimate it was. And to be able to speak like this about this to complete strangers in front of them and show your face is brave. And I commend you for that.
Yeah, honestly, that's true. I think we've got someone who's coming. Oh no. Okay. Anyone else want to add something before we leave? Zenobia, do you want to add something?
Hattie, I just want you to know that I love you, and we're just going to continue to fight for you, and whatever legal avenues and avenues that we can pursue, say who we will, to fight for you as much as possible, and you will always have our support. And I just thank you that you are brave to come out, because you are just helping so many other victims who are going through the same thing, who feel like they don't have a voice, who feel they can't come to anyone, or who have been silenced. So thank you for just being a champion for them and being an example and having the courage to be able to do that. Because so many people, even in Gambia, they are silenced, they are shunned, they are blamed for what happened to them. And it's not their fault, and it's not your fault. And, you know, I just hope that this brings you a little more peace and just helps on your road to healing. And we just want to continue to support you in any way possible. And I love you truly, deeply.
Love you too, Zenobia.
Sid?
Oh, yeah, same. I mean, we're just here for you, Hattie. We're proud of you, and you definitely are strong for this. I couldn't imagine, but we're all here to be anything that you need us to be.
Okay, Lamin?
Yeah. So as far as moving forward for us too, is not only making sure that Hattie's able to do this, but we are also looking at avenues and things that we can do to make sure that the individuals who perpetrated this, that we are aware of, that we do everything we can, exhaust every legal recourse that we can to ensure that they cannot continue to hurt other people in the same way, and that they can answer for what they've done. So this is a small step towards that. We are taking other actions to make sure that we get to that place. So more to follow on that, definitely.
Thank you. Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here. I just wanted to, yeah. We got to wrap up on Monday because all of them, I'm glad they're all coming on board, because Monday they probably be at work. And I am so proud of my children. You know, me raising them by myself, they turn out so well and so educated. You know, I raised them to love each other and I protect them. That's what hurts the most to me. That's what I cannot, you know, I close my doors every day. It's like you lock your door, you're protecting your child from the monster outside, and the monster is in the house all along and you didn't know about it. That's That's my pain. That's what I cannot deal with. Because this is my daughter. This is my baby. I love her more than my life itself. If I could take her pain away, because I know my pain. I know what I went through as a child, growing up in the society in Gambia and get married, like you was talking about being married and you don't have support from your husband. Being abused, it mess up relationship. I live it. I went through it. And I know how it affect me, how it affect my relationship with my children. And they all grow up to be doctors and lawyers and engineer and medical professional and everything that I can't even name all of their careers and what they've been to come out from that situation and turn out to be so blessed. And I'm not gonna let this man put a shame on my family, because I'm a blessed mother. And my children are blessed, and I love you. I love you so much. You're my family now, and I love you for bringing this. And I'm so proud of Hattie. You know, I don't want to show my face right now, but Monday, I pray about it. I will pray about it, because I'm still dealing with my stuff, and I'm still dealing with Hattie pain. I'm still dealing with my pain. You know, it eats me up every day. I look at my daughter and I see the pain in her eyes. And there's nothing I could do to take it away. And I want to make this man pay. He violated my child. He put pain in her. He messed up her life. You know, and we Gambians, and we always try to blame the victim. This is not a victim blaming time. It's time for us mothers to listen to our kids. And what's up for our family members? Most of the time, it's not outsiders that mothers hurting our children. It's the one we love the most, the family members we trust. They're the one who do this over and over again. And then you got all the people want to protect the bad person that violating them. We got to protect these children. Like my oldest daughter says, Bintu, that we have to love our kids and protect them and watch over them. Like we can let it go. We just can let it go. And I want to thank you. I got my nephew. He wanted to say something because he was living with us too at the time. I don't know whether he's backstage or not, because he was there. And I don't know if you see him. His name is Jumai. Do you see him?
No, we can't see him. I'm trying to get hold of him, but I can't. So if you guys can privately forward the stream yard to him again, and maybe.
Well, he said he'll listen. Maybe. Yeah, and he's listening right now. He says he's listening, and I just want to thank my children, them, and all of them who come out to support their sister. This is family right here. This is what family is supposed to do. Family is supposed to, to support each other. Family is supposed to be. We can just keep blaming them. We just cannot look at the other way. Your yako one boat be your yako your boat your yason boat living see through your yason dag it at malan be tight below. No matter what, your body is your body. Nobody have right to violate it. I don't care whether you're in Gambia, you in Nigeria, you in Ghana, wherever you are in this world, your body is your body. No man, no woman have a right to violate it if you don't let them. If you don't let them, I don't care what they are. Wherever we are, you don't have no right. And families, auntie and uncle, everybody, I'm begging you, please listen to your kids and watch out for the signs. Listen to your daughters and sons, because somebody right now is getting molested. At this very minute when this thing is going on, it's right now, it's happening in Gambia, it's happening in the United States, it's happening all over the world. We as parents have to come together and put this, stop to it, and we stop putting this stigmatizing or on the innocent victim where they didn't do nothing wrong. But being a kid, we're supposed to love and I guess we finished.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being your voice. Thank you for my family voice. Thank you. I hope this will help other people.
Yeah. Thank you very much for.
You didn't see my nephew yet?
No, he's not here yet. He's not here yet. Thank you very much.
Maybe he can come to this board. Thank you for this.
Can
Thank
you
you for your time. And I hope
That's
this.
okay.
I hope you could play it over and over on your website so it could help other people. My goal is to not. I want Sehu Drame to get paid for what he did to my daughter, but I want to help other family members too. I want this thing to stop. You know, I don't want this. We always blame the little kids that they get offended or they're not telling the truth, or we always want to look at the other side. Because of what? We don't want to lose a boyfriend. We don't want to lose a husband. We don't want to lose a wife or daughter. Whatever relationship you are, you're looking the other way, trying to blame the victim because of what? Because of what? I wish I known. And like I said in the beginning, I wish I known what that man was doing to my daughter in my house. We would have been talking a different story right now. But it's not too late. We like my son says, we got different ways to go after him. This ain't the ending, because you're gonna update your people them as we go into the court system and find it out. We're gonna keep you in contact with you, so you find out how far we goes and where we because this gonna be, you're gonna be our channel that we're gonna be giving all the information to put out there, so everybody will see the progress Hattie and me make it, especially Hattie, the progress she's making and what's the outcome gonna come out.
Thank you very much, Mom. It's not easy for anyone right now. I think even those watching right now, it's just we all here are trying to be strong. It is heartbreaking. It is very sad. When I first got the story, I had to go to Hattie's page to really know who she is, and seeing her sing, I saw her singing, and
I know.
I'm sorry. I saw her singing. Then I spoke with Hattie till about 4 a.m. here in Sweden. I just couldn't stop talking to her, and I felt it because I have kids. I have girl kids.
I can't imagine that.
I wouldn't know what would have happened to me if this has happened to me. And I just want to thank your whole family for coming to talk about this, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who are suffering in silence and they cannot come out and talk. And I want to thank those for sending messages about their stories too. I can't anymore. I'm sorry. I just want to thank everyone that's watching right now. We'll be back on Monday to finish this. Hattie, I just want to say stay strong. And I don't know this family, but we're all in this together. And to the guys, thanks for coming. It's heartbreaking having to hear this and sharing it with the whole world. I think we just have to leave it at this until Monday, where we have more strength to come and talk about it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving this platform.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.